In this video, let's walk through setting up a job that cuts multiple copies of a single nested sheet. So to start, let's assume I have a piece of material that is 60 inches tall and 24 inches wide. So I can go into my material setup and define my material as those dimensions and then select close. So this is the material size I'm going to be using. Now let's put something on here. Create some text, convert it to curves, and apply a toolpath. So this is what I'm going to cut, and I want to nest it onto my sheet. So with it selected, I can open Edit, Nest, define my parameters, I can even preview it. Let's say I decide that's good, click Apply, ready to go. So this is we'll treat this as my nested sheet. This is how I want to utilize this material, and this is the size of my raw material. So I can save this now as my template for what I want to cut out. And one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bounding box that is not toolpathed, but represents the boundary of the material. So I'm going to activate the rectangle tool, switch to drawing by corners, and then turn on snaps for plate boundaries. And now I can easily snap to the upper left and the lower right corner of my material, draw that, and that's all I'm going to do. So now let's move over to the machine. I'm going to create a new drawing to keep this organized. So now let's say my machine bed is 6 foot by 12 foot. I can go into the material setup and define that. Define 60 inches tall by 144 inches wide. Close out. And there's my 6 foot by 12 foot machine bed. So what I want to do now is I want to cut 6 copies of this design on my machine bed side to side. So I'm optimizing the use of each individual piece of material, but filling my machine bed every single time I run a job. So what I can do to prepare in my machine setup is go to View, Guidelines, create a new horizontal guideline across the bottom, and then I'm going to create several vertical guidelines to define the separation of each of the panels that I'm going to be cutting. So I'll create one at 0, add another one, and it will be at 24 inches in the X direction. Add another one at 48. So every 24 inches, set a new vertical guideline. And the last one at 120. Those are all set. Close out of that. Now what I can do, this is my saved optimized panel that can be adjusted and tweaked as I go on. Open it, copy that, Control C, go to my new drawing and switch to Snap to Guidelines. First thing I'm going to do is just paste this drawing. So there's the copy of my nested toolpaths. And you'll notice that as I get close here, it's going to automatically snap to the intersection of those two guidelines in the lower left, which is what I want. So now that that's in place, hold the Control key and then drag from the center handle to create an additional copy, and it's going to automatically snap to those guideline intersections I've created, and I can very quickly fill up my machine bed, represented by this material, and there you go. Now I have 6 copies of the material I want to cut. It's already optimized from my prior drawing, and I can go to now Manufacturer, Ordering. The one thing I'll likely do is go to the advanced ordering options here, go all the way to the right side to Objects, and now I can turn on Order by Columns and do top to bottom or up and down, Accept. And now what this does, I'll do Control-Shift-P to focus back on the plate. So each sheet, the tool moves up and down through the parts that I have nested and completes one panel before moving on to the next. That's it for this example in Ibex.